A stellar defensive performance going to waste in this Eagles loss against the Jets. But a lot of positives to take away here, especially going into a high-flying, high-powered matchup with the offensive, but not for the bad reason. What kind of offensive? Miami Dolphins matchup. But I like maybe potentially what we're going to be able to do. But so let's dive into the tape and look at these players and the schemes. What's up, it's your boy Centron coming back at you with another analysis video. And I kid you not, that's my real name. So a lot of positive takeaways here, albeit in a loss, but a lot of things that we can project potentially going into this matchup with Miami at home. All 22 defense takeaways from the Eagles film analysis against the Jets game, against the Jets in that game. So yeah, this play here, positive. We'll get into what they were doing here, but I like this formation thus far, and something that they've teased maybe in the past, but they've kind of maybe committed to this season. All right, anyways, yeah, man, it really is a pretty positive article, given the circumstances, especially us dealing with injuries in the secondary, what we managed to do. But yeah, we would have won that game, I think, if we would have punted the ball back and let the defense go out there and win us the game. I don't think Zach Wilson would have been able to stand up in the face of that pressure, given his weapons and everything, the flow of that game. You go out there and trust your defense. I think Nick Sirianni and company made a huge mistake in not doing so. But, you know, we are where we are. We're 5-1 instead of being 6-0. But yeah, man, they came out with some formations that shocked, and I was like, was I seeing straight, or was I seeing what I was really seeing? 4 defensive tackles, and yeah, we have Jalen Carter out, Marlon out, so we had Contavious Street, Jordan Davis, Fletcher Cox, and who am I forgetting? Damn it, Jordan Davis, Fletcher Cox, Contavious Street. And it wasn't Moro Jumbo. I'm forgetting somebody. But anyways, Jordan had to play a lot of snaps in this game because the Eagles played a lot of 5-man fronts. But yeah, he played really good, man. Got great push. His number was called. He was out there on the field. And yeah, he is having a great second season, man. A huge uptick from last year. And he played solid times. He was trending in the right direction. That injury derailed his progress. But on this play here, he gets a solo block, and you'll take that any day of the week for Jordan Davis. 1-on-1, I'll put him up against anybody in the league. I don't care who they are. He pushes up the middle, destroys the play, and he makes a tackle as well with the back cutting that way and just puts him down while he's hovering over the center there. So great play, and then there were other guys around rallying as well. So great D-line play these last couple of weeks, especially. But ramping things up, especially with this guy hitting his stride. Not all of a sudden, but with that cast coming off and him getting more comfortability. Sweat is a great pass rusher, yeah, especially over the past 2 weeks, man. Yeah, he's been turning it up, but also in run defense as well. So he just kind of knifes through here. I think it might have been Makai back then, and there was some tape out for him, embarrassing line. It was like against Derek Barnett. Like, come on, he isn't giving any, he has 0 pressures this year, which is pathetic, given what he has around him. But he's able to knife through and make the play. And but yeah, Nakobe Dean being held back by a receiver, that's one of my concerns with him. Yeah, the way he plays in the run game is light. We have him out there, not specifically for pass defense, but we're hoping his run defense can get better. But when he diagnoses, cool. But when he's trying to fight off blocks and things like that, he's not the best, and that's a weak point in his game, and it can be exploited. And we'll see definitely with shifts in motions coming up in this week against Miami. We'll see how we fare. But yeah, man, him just knifing through there, it's not, you're going to have to do it in this defense, but, it's not the glorious play, but, he's an all-around player, and he's getting better. It's crazy. He's not, I think, only in his 5th or 6th season, but he's still trending upwards. All right, yeah, Reed Blankenship not being out there. Yeah, he makes 3 to 5 plays every game that make you go like, man, damn, man, he's a good player. And it's funny, the other safeties, 3 to 5 plays, you can't even find for them combined where they make great plays, even with Justin Evans being put into the equation, who's on the IR right now. So he's able to get there, the deep over. Let's just take a look at it. I mean, here he is backing up, and he passes this thing off, and then he gets it, to this guy. It doesn't make it in time, but he gets make tackle. The amount of ground he covers, and it's like the intelligent, football IQ plays that he shows, puts out there on tape. He's only in his second year. He's this good already. It just bodes well, for him. When he's in that secondary, you feel good about having Bradbury and Slay on the outside and him in the back end. We'll get into later, but man, if he was not great, but he wasn't a liability as well. So made for a great, a solid safety tandem, and a good to in between great secondary potential for it at the very least. And then the way they've been playing these past couple weeks, you feel great about having those four out there, but they're not. We're gonna have to field most likely Terrell Emmons and Sidney Brown at safety this week, which could be a little scary. First start and then a shaky guy out there. I think Bradbury set this week, against Garrett Wilson. This goal line stand here. He's playing off. He's more of a zone corner. Tries to get him on the up. He comes back and knocks it down. Being competitive with Garrett. He lost his fair share of snaps, a few against him, but in the red zone, shut down. So it was 50-50 balls. You love to see that. Bradbury, a longer corner, he's like 6'2" or something like that. Using his length and using that that veteran wild expertise that he has out there on the corner. And you feel good about Bradbury and Slade moving forward. And with the Reed in there, but with him out, looking like a real concern this Sunday. We'll get to some other liabilities there, but it could go boom. Has the potential, especially with the high flying 500-yard per game averaging Dolphins coming to town. So I get excited when it's 3rd and long because I might see this package. So this is one where BG goes down. He's over the center. He's a nose tackle. And then you have Jordan Davis next to him. So a guy who, is too quick for a tackle, and a guy who's also, for a guard, and a guy who's also, too fast for a guard or center, but he has the size. So it's crazy. You put those two together and it wreaks havoc. Let's see, let's go back here. You see they just destroy the pocket, and then Zach tries to step up and they just snag him, destroy him, and go to that first photo above. Just, they put him on the ground, and it looked like Zach might have been hurt. I was like, ooh, get up, buddy. You all right? But you can stay down as well. But you love that package. The red zone defense, was really good this game, really tough. It was a huge stack on 3rd down, to hold them to a field goal. So this game was the first game that the Eagles allowed the defense allowed the opponent to score points off of turnovers. It couldn't be helped in this game because our offense wasn't giving us much from the second quarter on. We didn't score, which is sad, and given that your defense balled out and played, this way, within the point range where, you think you'd win a game and they don't give you anything in the second half. It's such a letdown, circumstances, considered, but, I've been over this in yesterday's video. We didn't run the ball. We didn't give our attack a chance to be balanced, and that put too much pressure on Jalen and those guys to go out there and sling the ball all over the field when we should have been willing down the clock as well to also, use that as our ally, because we were leading the majority of the game. All right, I know Kentavious Street isn't someone I would normally mention, but this is a very athletic play. 5-man front, and he spelled Jordan Davis. So that's the guy that's coming in there to spell Jordan Davis. So I'm sorry, Milton Williams. That's the other guy I had on the field in these 5-man fronts. I just now remembering, I'm ashamed because he's been playing great. So what I want to talk about that package pretty quickly before we get into this play. But you look here, and you have Fletcher Cox. He's been giving us quality snaps. You have Milton Williams. No, that's Kentavious Street. You have Milton Williams at 93, and then you have, when you had 4 defensive tackles in here, you also had Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis, he's athletic. He could play in if you want to, but you want him in the middle. Kentavious Street can play in. Milton Williams can play in. And Fletcher Cox as well. In some formations he can play in. So you have those guys. I'd be fine with them in a 4-man front. in limited capacity, but, you know, use them to disrupt. You can't run on those four. And they also can push the pocket. Fletcher can push. Milton can push. Kentavious can push. And as well as Jordan can push. Like, you across the board, you're gonna lose that against majority of O-lines across the league. Maybe all of them, because that combination of guys and what they bring to the table. So it's such a fantastic amalgamation of, you know, of skills and body types. And yeah, guys, just get after it. I'm searching for something, but let's just forget it. But yeah, he makes the play. He pushes the center, bullies him back this way, and destroys the play, makes the running back have to go this way, and then the running back comes back, and he's right there to clean up. Beautiful. Like, that's what we want to see. That's the potential I saw. That's why we didn't want us to dump him. I'm so glad that we didn't. We kept him on the 53-man roster for depth purposes, but also him being that, you know, backup guy that comes up in that second wave. He can, you know, push and the level of ability he can play with. He had, you know, more than a handful of sacks last year, I think. So him coming over, he has a lot to offer, and he can also spell Davis in that role. I mean, I love to see that. All right, yeah, Terrell Edmonds is awful right now, playing awful, and after Reed went out, I mean, we avoided some catastrophes. So let's see here. I think this was the play with Mekhi Gardner. I'm a little bit lost on what I'm looking for here. Okay, so the post is open. So Terrell Edmonds, he made a mistake there in pass coverage, and then let's just go back and look at it. Yeah, this is Edmonds here. Yeah, I mean, like, I think there's a slot where he's open there. And yeah, we're lucky that, you know, Sweat and Reddick are able to crash that play, and they bailed us out more than, you know, a handful of times. But yeah, Miami, I mean, it gets the ball out very quick. Tua gets the ball out, I think, quickest in the league, 2.7 seconds or something like that. I mean, he's got a quick draw, so pass rush may not get there. We're gonna have to keep plugging away. It's kind of like the Super Bowl that we won in 2018 season. Yeah, it might be, you know, just one of the, you know, the first sack, or the guy, you know, people that can get there the most are going to win the game, obviously. But, like, it might just be, you know, one sack decides, you know, the matchup, you know, because with them, you know, having that, you know, kind of game, like, kind of like what Mac Jones, the strategy they employed to try to beat us, you know, we're going to have to, you know, play up close and personal for our, you know, our D-line to have a chance. But I know we're not going to do that always. You know, we're going to rotate. This is where I feel like we should go with the bend but break defense, because if we don't, Tyreek has the threat. You know, has he's a threat. He has the speed to make us pay. It's not a threat. It's a promise with him. So, all right, Nakobe Dean had an up and down game. I think he still struggles in run defense, and it was shown a few times. It was on show a few times. He can struggle to get off blocks, and probably isn't as good as Cunningham against the run right now. And that's my contentious point with him. Him coming back, of course, he's going to be up and down, but I don't think he's a great run player at this point. I mean, like, I think he can play in spots, but those guys, Nicholas Morrow and Cunningham, were in his zone, so I didn't want to disrupt that, and we kind of can, and they're rotating as well. So, yeah, him being able to get off blocks, that's a problem for me. A linebacker has to be able to shed, you know, and him not being able to do that, you know, especially with, there was like one above, you know, we highlighted with him going up against a wide receiver. You got to be able to do that, man. He's a lighter guy, especially. He was being tenacious and fighting with you, but use technique. And Cunningham, yeah, they're superior in that effort. Now, of course, they can't offer the athleticism he does. He, you know, has great reaction speed, being able to react to a play, but that's when he recognizes it. And, you know, he's got to get better, but, you know, it just comes with experience, so it's going to be some growing pains. So we're going to stick with him, obviously, but I'm just a little concerned in that effort. But yeah, Williams had another good game. Great guy. Yeah, we know that. So Dean here, he pushes and kind of pushes tight end back, helps to blow up the play. And Williams cleans up, tracking the play. So great team defense there. But, bright spot for Dean. But like I said, actually, with the linebackers, I actually feel good about the linebackers this year. I feel like just as good as last year. And I think that Sean Desai is putting them in better positions than Gannon did last year. And yeah, Mekhi Gardner, tough spot. He looked lost back there. And then, like I said, if Reddick and Sweat aren't able to get there, here he is. He's just bailing, and he doesn't even know his responsibility on this play. So, there's people open, and like I said, if Hassan Reddick and Josh Sweat don't get there on these plays, those two, not consecutive, but 2 plays, we're toast and look bad. And especially against Miami, they're going to use motions. They're going to test our discipline and test our responsibilities if we know them, check them. We have to run a tight ship, and who's going to be out there, and what are the personnel. It could be finicky this week. And then this is kind of like diagnosis on both these guys, Derek Barnett and Nolan Smith, why he isn't playing and why he is. He played 3 plays in a row, and he didn't look comfortable. He didn't set the edge on this play, and here he is, number 3. He's got to get out there and make that. That's maybe a tackle for a loss there. Goes for, almost explosive play. I think went for 18 yards, originally spotted at 21. But, yeah, that's why he's not out there, because he's not good enough right now. Not an ability, it's the understanding and the trust factor. The coaches don't trust him. And if they can't trust you to, to do the basics, you're of no use to us. And then Derek Barnett, who has zero freaking pressures this year, is going to be out there playing, because at least he's not going to make huge mistakes and not going to cost us. So that's why Nolan Smith isn't playing. People are clamoring for him to get out there and get some snaps. And if it's an obvious pass rushing situation, okay, sure. But other than that, he's going to be a liability, and we can't have that. Might just be kind of a red shirt year for him, and that's fine. We can find some uses for him. He can maybe be a little bit of a joker, but still, the joker has to know what he's doing. Otherwise, he's going to be Harley Quinn's boyfriend. All right, quick notes. I thought Josh Jobe had an okay game, and despite making some bad mistakes, I am pretty comfortable with him as the backup corner on the outside. So here's the thing. What do you do in this matchup coming up forward? Slade's going to be back, most likely. It's tempting to put Josh as a starter on the outside and move Bradbury on the inside, because while Bradbury is not the best on the inside and Jobe is not the best, it's better to have continuity. And Bradbury potentially could be better than Josiah Scott. You want to limit him in the snap. So this actually could be a valid approach, and I wouldn't be against it. And they do have, at least the chemistry and have the reps in live game action of actually employing this strategy. So wouldn't be as bad as you think, especially with Bradley Roby out, most likely. Yeah, I think this is a look that we could go with often, more times than not, just because of the experience factor and just the necessity of it. What the options do we have? And the other options aren't looking good. Yeah, they could cause some consternation, some concern back there with the chaos we have going out. We have 15 different starters in the secondary, and the record for the Eagles is 17. And we're already at that at week 6, going into week 7 here. Man, crazy. But yeah, if Sean Desai has defense playing well this Sunday, I will definitely be impressed, because what's giving us problems? Motions. Going back to the Super Bowl, going back to last season. Culminating in the Super Bowl. Shifts that Miami likes to do to get those running starts at the line. That started from them. Teams started copying that. Where they copy it from? The Miami Dolphins. Mike McDaniels. So yeah, it's gonna cause panic, and we'll see how well we handle it. But it'll be a chess match and a battle of adjustments and seeing how much we can adjust and how good Sean Desai is at it. And can he keep up? And, you know, hopefully we don't suffer any further injuries that'll cause a further shift. So it's not the injuries that, injuries that happen that you have time to prep for leading up to the game. It's injuries in game where you suddenly have to throw a guy out there and it's chaos. And then, yeah, the rotation didn't have any issues. I don't think we had any issues. Look random, but if it works, it works. I'd prefer to see Nicholas Morrow and Zach Cunningham, but it's going to be Dean and then, one of these two guys rotating in and out. So we'll see if that causes a snag or not. All right, let's get to the injuries. Some positives here to take away. That guy's obviously not going to play. Reed Blankenship did not practice, training towards not playing. I don't think he's going to play. I think he's not going to be out a game or two, most likely, hopefully. Lane Johnson limited. That is a big, big, big progression for us. So I still would try to give Jack Driscoll some snaps just because in case of emergency, you don't want him to be a fish out of water again this week. But Lane trending towards the right direction, and he might actually play. Bradley Roby not going to play. That shoulder going to be out maybe a game or two. Devonta Smith limited, but he says downstairs, down below in the article, that can be playing. So I think he's going to be playing. Jalen Carter limited, but I think he'll be playing in a limited role, no pun intended. And he's already not a full-time starter, so hopefully, we don't rush him back, but I think he'll be good to go. Dallas Goedert, concerning with, being limited, and him being a guy that can threaten that defense. They're not as good as covering the tight end. He's a game breaker, or a tight end, receiver in a tight end's body, and he could definitely be a good weapon for us, but only if healthy. Darius Slay full, that is a big, big, big sign for us, a good sign. Training towards Sunday. Milton Williams as well suffered an ankle injury, but came back in the game, so that was good sign in that, and for him to play this week. So I think they'll play. Sidney Brown full, no problems. That's a good sign. I think he'll play, and then he'll start on Sunday, or Monday for me. Eli Ricks full, so that's a great sign, given that it didn't look good. And Marlon Tuipulotu full as well, so I think he'll play. Let's get to the Dolphins injuries. All right, Xavier Howard limited. I think he'll actually play on Sunday. And actually, it's funny, I'm kind of rooting for him to play because I don't want them to get all big. We can throw the ball over the yard again. We got to run the fucking ball in this game, man. All right, and his backups, slash other DBs limited, but I think they'll play. But I think, like I said, if he has to go out and have to shift, I think they'll practice for it, but it could still be a big issue having to shift guys in mid-game. Jalen Ramsey, he's practicing, but he's not going to be playing this game. Not going to rush him back. Too much investment in him. Inconsequential, but they'll play. Worrying here that, midweek, he, dealing with the illness, I think he'll play. Yeah, most likely he'll play. Connor Williams, limited, but, could be a huge weakness for them this week. It's going to be a huge weakness. They already have a backup left tackle, and he could be limited, maybe struggle to finish the game, so we'll see. All right. The picks this week. So you can't see it here yet, but okay, well, 2 people picking the Eagles, 3 picking the Dolphins, and tight scores, but only 2 people have the Dolphins only scoring in the 20s, but the others all in the no. Scratch what I just said, damn it. But anyways, the Dolphins have faced another top tier NFL team once so far, and it was the Buffalo Bills who they couldn't slow their offense. So hopefully we can get back up to operating at top gear. We'll see. That's going to be the linchpin. Can we keep up with the Dolphins? Of course. And we're not doing that at the moment. So that's another caveat to the game. But the Dolphins haven't played another top team other than the Buffalo Bills. And the key was getting pressure on Tua. Can we do that? He gets the ball out so quick, but if we can get home, we have a high chance of success in being able to beat them. So at this point, I'm not ready to say they're keeping up with, the top NFL offense, and with Philly's pass defense in 20th. I mean, I wouldn't be worried about this if we didn't have the injury concerns, but that continuity in the secondary is going to be a big issue, because these guys haven't played with each other, and if they don't know what they're doing, it's going to be a big issue. All right, last thing we'll get into today. PFF proposes Kevin Byard trade to Philadelphia. So, are you for it? Are you against it? Because there's other guys, Buda Baker, they're shinier, Justin Simmons. And yeah, his salary is up there with them, but look here, $0 guaranteed dollars, 2 years, $16 million, and he reduces salary to $4 million. So very palatable number for the Eagles. He's older, 31 years old, and the Eagles maybe give up a third round in 2025 for him. We don't have a third or fourth round pick next year, and we like to keep those picks closer to the vest. But I mean, he would be worth it. Other safeties have him, or secondary players, safeties, age 30 or older, not very impactful. He had a 90 mark in 2021, in 2022, 81 grade, and he's a great tackler. He's very reliable on the back end, so I think he would come in and stabilize this unit. And just project. You have Slay, Bradbury, Blankenship, and then Kevin Byard. I think that would solidify us in the secondary, make us a great secondary. And we'd only need good play out of secondary. We could potentially get great. And with that D-line playing the way they are in the front seven, playing in cohesion, I think we'd have a chance to be dominant out there. So maybe you go get Byard. Might be the move. But anyways, we're going to get up out of here. You're not even watching though, but it's all good. A long video, but hey, I love making these videos and love talking about the Eagles. So we're going to get up out of here, chunk the deuces. But like I said, and like I always say, it's fly, Eagles, fly, and let's motherfucking go. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Check me out at Centron Anime, Centron Life, or Centron Laughs, or other social media.